Okay, we're going. We're going. I don't know which microphone this is using. I should probably check that actually. I can't check that. So let's just hope. Let's just we just oh God, what am I doing? Okay, no, never mind. Gonna okay, okay, right. And now YouTube. Where is the YouTube tab? Hi everyone, by the way. Hi. Hi, what's up? Hi, how is everyone? It's Sunday night here. I'm about 5 minutes early. Do I like My Hero Academia? Done about 7 videos on that topic now. So yeah, I do like My Hero Academia. Oh honey, it's Sunday night, honey. Oh honey, that's what I call my Sunday nights, honey. Honey. That one was terrible. Do you have any suggestions for losing weight for cosplay? Just if your focus is just on losing weight, just count your calories every day. Counting calories is easier than ever, just because there's this app called MyFitnessPal, and all you do, like, I'm not sponsored by them, by the way. I'd love it if they sponsored me because they're loaded. But basically, what you do is whenever you eat something, you just scan the barcode of what you're eating and put in how much you eat, and it tells you exactly how many calories you have. So you want to be in calorie deficit if you want to lose weight. So do cardio about 5 times a week, I would say. And then if you want to be in calorie deficit, I would say eat around 1,400 calories a day. You a boy or a girl? I can't tell. It doesn't really matter. Well, honey, what you see isn't always the truth. Have I ever read any of the Dynamo 5? The name sounds familiar, but sorry, I can't say for sure I have. Just the name sounds familiar. I've read a lot of comics that I'll like breeze through in like 1 or 2 days, and then I'll just forget the name because I've just moved on with life. You know, I've moved on with life. I've gone on to bigger and better things, being a real biological woman. Would I bang Izuku or Bakugo? No. Um, what's a cosplay you've always wanted to do? I really want to cosplay Bakugo in his hero costume from My Hero Academia. Um, but the grenade gauntlets, I've made them 4 times now, and I'm never happy with them. But the rest of the costume is done. It's just those. So I'm thinking about doing the variation of him when he was doing his internship with Best Jeanist, and then just going from there. What do I think about the New Mutants trailer? So I don't watch trailers. Like, as a rule of thumb, if I think a movie's going to be good, I don't watch trailers. New Mutants is being made by Fox, so look, Fox does not have a good track record with mutants, in my opinion. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to watch this trailer. And my friend came up to me and was like, Faust, you need to watch this. You need to watch this. And I was like, no, I don't watch trailers. I do not watch trailers. I'm Faust, icon, legend, and star, and I do not watch trailers. And he was like, no, Faust, you need to watch this trailer. So I, like, because he was like so insistent, I like watched it. And New Mutants, like, while it was like scary, it was fun. And there's like no fun in that movie by the looks of things. So not excited. I'm not excited. Have I considered odd trip to Texas? I really want to go to Dallas because my friend Madeline lives there. She's a voice actor at Funimation. We've been friends for like, oh God, um, Maddie and we met in 2010. Yeah, I really just want to like go and like hug her face. Um, Um, I didn't realize Linda Danvers' Supergirl had flame vision. That's metal as fuck. She didn't just have flame vision. She had wings made of flame as well. Like, Linda Danvers was like, say what you will about 90s comics, but there was some good stuff. Beginner slash amateur cosplayer, any tips? Don't feel like you need to be good at everything. Just like find sort of your lane, then branch out from there once you've mastered one aspect. For example, I found makeup. I really enjoy makeup, and I stuck to that lane, and I've gotten a lot better at makeup, especially in the past sort of 6 months or so. Like I feel like I've always been pretty good at makeup, but because of my past in drag. But then the past 6 months or so, I like really started to branch out into like different brands and really sort of play with a lot more of makeup. But yeah, I would definitely say like find what you want to specialize in, then branch out from there. And I would also say learn how to pattern things yourself, because then when you work with bought patterns, you're not you can customize them a lot easier if you can understand how to read a pattern. By the way, guys, this is a Q&A. I probably should have specified that sooner, but have I heard Hulu's doing the Runaways? Feelings on that? It's not Hulu that's doing it. Hulu's hosting it. It's being made by ABC Studios, who make Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, all of those. And it's being made with Marvel Studios overlooking it. So I'm going to judge it for what it is. Before I would have said like, oh, I Marvel Studios, ABC Studios, no, they can't do any wrong. They can't do any wrong. And to this day, like they've made one of my favorite TV shows, Jessica Jones, is definitely one of my favorite shows to exist. But since the release of Iron Fist, I'm just like, they're not the tea so much anymore, and like I really liked Defenders. I had a lot of fun with Defenders, but even then, someone like a lot of people didn't like Defenders. They felt it was very shallow, and I'll agree, it was incredibly shallow. But I don't care. Have you noticed your hair and eyebrows look like Arthur Kirkland from Hetalia? Have I heard about Danganronpa? I've heard about Danganronpa. Um, and I get the Hetalia comment a lot. Plot twist. I'm not even remotely British. I'm part Scottish, but even then, like that's like a stretch. Do I think the LGBTQ plus characters in comics should be more relevant in movies? Yes, I do. I feel like I should be cast as Wiccan. What anime am I currently watching? Side M, Idolmaster Side M. Everyone should go and watch that. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Um, have you seen the new Tokyo Ghoul live action? I've never seen Tokyo Ghoul. I just don't have any interest in it. I watched Gigiuk's Tokyo Ghoul in 10 minutes. That was good. Any coming out advice? Um, I'm not really the one to give coming out advice. Just the only I don't know your situation and I don't know your life. That's not exactly something someone online can give you. The only thing I can tell you is that regardless of whether you're accepted or not accepted, just know that there are people out there that love you, regardless of how the people that birthed. Just because you were born from someone and just because like they created you doesn't make them your family. Family is a man-made concept. You know, you don't see, like, for example, cats going home to visit their birth mother every 6 months. It's the concept of family is very different to us. So it's very unique to humans, and in a lot of ways for gay people, it's very limiting. So just focus on regardless of whether you're accepted or not accepted, don't put so much pressure in your life on these are my family. I have to stay close to them because they're my family, because there's always going to be other people that love you, that can love you just as much as your mother should. Which fashion style is my favorite? Japanese, Korean. I like some K-pop influenced things, but my favorite fashion style is the gyaru and gyaruo scene from Japan. I really, really enjoy that. What's the biggest plot twist you've seen in a movie or TV show? Oh, plot twist, honey. Plot twist, honey. The biggest plot twist I've ever seen, honey, is when RuPaul turned out to be a woman, honey. Oh, honey. Am I looking forward to the All Stars 3 reveal? Not particularly, because I'm a Reddit user, so I already know who's on All Stars 3. Because the first episode talent show, the lineup was leaked, so I'm like, oh, okay, I know who's on it. And even then, when I found out who's on it, I was just kind of like, where the hell is so and so? Where the hell is so and so? Oh, she makes perfect sense. I've already decided the top three. So, and last year I predicted the top four. So, do I know BTS? I feel like even people that don't know K-pop know BTS. What do I think of Nightwing DC Rebirth? I'm still not feeling DC Rebirth, guys. I'll be real with you. That's why I haven't really, outside of New Superman, I haven't really spoken about it. I'm just not. I don't feel DC Rebirth in the way other people are feeling it, and it's a strange situation where people are like, this is so good, this is so good, and when I read it, I'm like, this is so shallow. This is incredibly shallow. You're not being they're writing for you. They're not writing what you need. And as an observer, because I'm a witch, I'm a guide, I'm an observer. I watch people and like to guide them, and it's so painful for me to see so many people reading stuff which is essentially like the equivalent of the comic book equivalent of McDonald's French fries. Like they're good, but you shouldn't be having them every fucking week. So I don't. So I'm just like, you shouldn't be reading stuff that you 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 want. You should be reading stuff that you need. And DC is consistently failing at giving people stuff that they need outside of New Superman, which I do think is a comic that people need. But that's being cancelled. So I'm just like, what the fuck, you know? Can I do a Superboy cosplay? I'm actually starting on a new training routine, and I'm planning on doing a 90s Superboy cosplay in. I'm gonna aim for May Comic Con in London. A new hair color. I'm sticking with the silver for a while. It gives me wintry feeling. I need to sort this out. But I'm saving up to go to the drawing room salon in London so I can get a full Olaplex treatment. Because I do Olaplex myself, but can we just appreciate my highlight just there? Okay, now it's been appreciated. But yeah, I do Olaplex myself and I do my hair myself, but I'm getting to that point where I'm just like, Jesus Christ, I fucking hate doing this. Like, because I naturally have I don't know if any of you watch Game Grumps, but um I on Game Grumps, there's this guy called Dan Avidan or Danny Sexbang. My hair is naturally like his. I use chemicals to give my hair this this straight texture, and then I straighten it out as well. Um, but yeah, I my hair is it's not like this naturally. So when I bleach it and like when I bleach it and condition it and everything, like just washing my hair is about a 5 hour thing. Like I'm getting sick of it. Do I think we need a House of M movie? I do feel like the mutants need to go back over to Marvel Studios. I think it's time. It's just time. What is like your go-to makeup routine or the one I wear casually? Okay, so I wear the Air Flash by Dior and then the Power Fabric foundation by Armani as my just my foundation base, and I'll just use like I really like my Girl on Gold Fleck primer. It, it's just good. It keeps my makeup on all day. Eyeshadow wise, a naked palette from Urban Decay, you just can't go wrong with. Didn't bother with eyeshadow for tonight because there's food on your lip. There is no food on my lip. Would I bleach my eyebrows again? My eyebrows are actually bleached right now. I just drew them on. But yeah, Urban Decay eyeshadow. Lip color wise, I like to try and find like a lipstick. I'm not a fan of liquid lipsticks. I like traditional like lipsticks, and I try and find one that really matches my skin color perfectly. I'm still going through a bunch of that Jeffree Star stuff I got as gifts. I won't be using that in makeup tutorials anymore, and I really don't like him. Well, no, I don't know him as a person, so I can't say whether he has changed or not, but I have yet to. I want to see like him not cause drama or not cause negativity for at least a solid 2 year period. After that, I feel like I will be prepared to go. Okay, let's start the process of moving forward. But I'm not gonna just throw out all of my Jeffree Star stuff because that was given to me as gifts, and it's like bad juju to just throw out gifts, you know. Would I ever get any piercings, ears, lips? No, because I'm a working model and actor, and I really just can't do that. Have I seen the new It? Already made a video on that. It's called The History of Pennywise. You should watch it. Did I get a breast augmentation? No. Any meetups in London? I go to conventions in London. You know, come to London sometime and come to some convention in London sometime, and you might run into me. But I like for like a meetup. No, I've done them a few times, and I'm not a fan. I want some Ralphie only, honey. Do I celebrate Halloween, and if so, what are your plans? Well, like, okay, so for me, like as an actual witch, Halloween's a little bit of a different holiday because I celebrate the equinox and stuff. So Halloween for me is just more about a time of. Well, think of it as New Year. It's not New Year. It's nothing like New Year, but it's close enough. Do I miss the weekly pool? I love those guys from the weekly pool. They know I love them. But I don't miss staying up till 4 in the morning to have to get up at 8 in the morning the same day, to do the podcast. That wasn't fun. Yeah, it's a weird question. I love those guys though. There's no bad blood between us. I love those guys, especially Caitlin. Hey Faust, I know you have a love for the Teen Titans, but what do you think of JSA's attempt at JSA All Stars? Um, don't really have an opinion. It's a weird one. It's there. Create a new lantern emotion. So you know, like when you need to poop, but you can't poop, so you're just there like discomfort. Yeah, discomfort. It would be the puce ring. You would get a puce ring if you were yeah, you would be a puce lantern if you like use discomfort as your emotion. And on the other side, it would be like pure comfort or relaxation, and that would be like oh, what color would that be? Like, you know that sort of like pinky purpley hue color that goes in the sky at sunset in Animal Crossing? That. Where's Project Digital Spirit? She is currently working on her EP. And her EP is called Online. There are 3 songs written. I want to do 5, or she wants to do 5. I should say they, but that's a bit of spoilers. Any thoughts on the new American Horror Story season? I watched like the first 3 episodes and I just sort of fell off this season. Coven's my favorite season, so yeah. Is it congeniality or fan favorite? Yes. What are your duties as a witch? This is the thing. There aren't duties as a witch. There's like, I feel like people think that a witch is. Look, as a witch, I'm just a guide, but I don't have to guide people I don't want. Like, I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. I don't need to give anything to people that I feel don't deserve it. I don't have duties. I just live my life and do my thing, and that's that. Thoughts on Trump? He's an idiot with power that we unfortunately have to try and keep alive for the next at least 4 years. I've already spoken about Runaways. So are you basically like Grant Morrison's Chaos Mag? So Grant Morrison's a Chaos Magician. I'm a witch. There's a fundamental difference in that magicians don't believe that what they are doing is real. To an extent, they utilize magic and they're like, okay, this works, but I don't really know why. But you know, there's no like afterlife. There's no nothing like that. Whereas a witch will believe in the afterlife. And talking with spirits and stuff, like, so there's the distinction between the two. But in terms of like actually doing magic, then there's the crossover. Oh, thank you. I like the shirt too. Am I going to sing more anime openings in the future? Maybe. What works did I do as an actor? So I was on stage for Beauty and the Beast. I've done mostly stage work. Beauty and the Beast was definitely a big highlight for me. Yeah, I was on stage for Beauty and the Beast. I've done a show called 448 Psychosis while I was in acting school, but to this day, that was like the most difficult show I've ever done. It affects me to this day. The whole show doesn't have any characters, any settings. Like, there's nothing there. You have to plot that all yourself as you're going. And the show itself was written as a woman's suicide letter. So, and I was 16 when I did this and heavily depressed. And so like it was intense. Are there any web comics or boys love comics that you're looking at in the future or reading now? I guess I can talk about this. Leshen have asked me to do recaps on Killing Stalkings season 1 and 2. So I'm currently rereading Killing Stalking, which it's a hard read. Like I'm quite a empathic person, so when I see a character being like beaten and stuff, I like run out the room. So it takes me a minute to get through it. Just gonna pour myself some of my drink. Do I have any comic recommendations? Read Snot Girl. All of you. I'm assuming you're like into YouTube, so read Snot Girl. Have I ever been in a long distance relationship? I was engaged in a long distance relationship. Was being the key word there. I've been single since 2014, so. Do I watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? No. I had a friend that was really into it, and he like got me into it, but then it was weird. We didn't really have a falling out. We just kind of like weirdly grew apart, and there was stuff that went on behind the scenes that I found out about. So, and since he was so into it, I associate it with him, which I really shouldn't do. I really should take a piece of art as the piece of art and not judge it by people that just happen to be his fans. But I won't watch Code Geass for the same reason. Do I read Sex Criminals? I do, but I'm like, I just want to wait a bit more for Sex Criminals. How do you not have all the men chasing after you? Because as soon as they get close enough, they realize I'm a total fucking weirdo, and they fucking run. They run away. They go in the opposite direction. Good LGBT books. Sailor Moon. What about Saga? I enjoy Saga. I really do enjoy Saga. Favorite superhero? Feel like it would be narcissistic to say Wiccan. I say Wiccan because he is to this day the only time I've ever seen myself in a comic character, and I feel like that was like a really powerful moment for me. Like, oh, there's this, you know, part Jewish magic user that's a gay teen, and at the time I was, well, I still am a part Jewish magic user, and I was just like, huh. I didn't realize I needed to see that until I saw it, and I won't say it was like validation, but it was something that I needed for sure. I should have any hope for future Vertical adaptations, or is Fox Lucifer the best one can expect? By the way, please tell me you hate it because I do. I'm not a huge fan of Lucifer. I feel like it was very shallow. I personally don't think we're ever gonna get good Vertigo adaptations, just because Vertigo books always had more depth to them. And there's no offense to Americans, but American TV isn't big on depth. And if a TV show does do depth really well, then it doesn't do well, you know? Do you also draw or make any other art? I do draw, not as much as I used to. I really should draw a lot more. Um, remember, when it comes to dating, be yourself. Unless you're terrible, then be someone else. That's just life. That's not just dating. Do I support the diversity push with Marvel because of your relationship with Wiccan? I feel like people that aren't supporting the diversity push in Marvel, like people keep calling me a Marvel sellout. I'm like, Marvel have never paid me anything. So I don't know what I sold to them. But I enjoy what Marvel is doing at the moment. And people are like, yeah, but it's SJW stuff. I'm like, how is that inherently bad? Explain to me how, so long, like, just because it's an SJW thing doesn't make it inherently bad. People are like, yeah, but they're pushing politics down your throat. Not every book is doing that. Squirrel Girl is not doing that. Squirrel Girl is just being a fucking meme. You've got Squirrel Girl. You've got like that new Marvel Legacy book. People were saying that it was an SJW thing. It was political. Where in that book is anything to do with being an SJW? Like literally where? BICTH. Where? Like, and yeah, there are some. Like, I would say Ms. America was done terribly. I stand by what I said in my previous live stream, that if you're gonna do Ms. America, you need to get another character with her. Like, I don't know. Like, it would have to be a new character and sort of have them as being sort of Marvel's allegory for Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune from Sailor Moon. But yeah. But I support Marvel's diversity push. I feel like they could do a lot better than they're doing, but I feel like they get a lot of hate for no reason other than it's trendy to hate on Marvel at the moment. And I got this comment that was like, Marvel sales are down 90%. No, they're not. They're actually the exact same as what they were last year. It's just everyone else's sales are going up, so it makes Marvel look bad by comparison. But when everyone else's sales balance out again, Marvel are going to be doing just fine. Marvel are balanced, actually. So Do your research. What is my favorite song that I have on repeat? Um, this changes a lot. It's because a lot of people don't realize that I'm a musician and I'm really, really inspired by music. I really like "Oh My God, I Think I Like You" from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Um, yeah, I really like that. Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, by the way, is the best show on TV. I love RuPaul's Drag Race, but Crazy Ex-Girlfriend makes me so happy. Everyone go tweet Rachel Bloom and tell her to put me on the show because Jesus, I'm making a big video about that. Like that video is gonna get no views, but I love Crazy Ex-Girlfriend so much. They just released a new song called "Let's Generalize About Men," and it's a brilliant and smart. Like the only reason you won't like Crazy Ex-Girlfriend is if you're too dumb to understand it. And unfortunately, most people are going to be too dumb to understand it because like this song is so brilliant because it would piss off every feminist, but it can also piss off every anti-feminist. And it's such like a politically divisive song in that it pisses everyone off. So the people that are smart enough to understand what's going on will go, I get you, and understand like the brilliance of this song. Any tips on losing weight? I'm pre-Guardians, Chris Pratt. Want to become fit, Chris Pratt. Okay, so you trying to imagine it. So you want to so I actually specialize in so there are two ways that you could do this. You can either start lifting weights and sort of try and reveal the muscle that's currently under your fat and then go from there, or you can do what I typically specialize in because it just works for me, where I typically just lose the fat then gain muscle from there. um there's this really big misconception that people have that your fat will convert into muscle. That's not a thing the human body does. um but people that are bigger do have more muscle typically because they need more muscle to carry around their excess fat. It's not being mean, it's just the way the body works. So what you can do is just take up cardio, calorie count, make sure that you're only having around 1,500 calories a day. I would say do enough cardio to lose about 300 calories per session, which shouldn't. I mean, I do 20 minutes on the Stairmaster about 3 times a week because I want that Nightwing butt. Um, there's loads of things you can do. But yeah, definitely lift weights as well. Definitely the best thing advice I can give for fitness is don't rely on people online. Get a personal trainer in real life, even if it's just 5 sessions. Like because but if you live in a big city, personal trainers are expensive. I live in quite a rural town. I want to move to LA, but moving to LA from the UK when you're not an American citizen is quite difficult. Who would I want to have the cosmic power next? I really want Dazzler to just have the power cosmic again, but she just goes off and does her own like Dazzler things. Um, any favorite Disney movies? So I really like Big Hero 6. Like I said that in my most recent video, but I like Big Hero 6. Um, oh, what else do I like from Disney? It's a difficult question. I like Big Hero 6. I like Tangled, but I haven't seen it in years. I like the Marvel movies count. I like Marvel movies. Um, do squats help with the booty? Yeah, squats help. But it's only like so like you're squatting all of this length. It's only like this much that will help with the butt. So like really having proper form on squats is so important. You really just need to engage your glutes. Would I cosplay a gender bend version of Dazzler? I have had this idea in my mind for years. I want to cosplay a gender bent version of Dazzler while doing a song cover to Let's Groove by Earth, Wind and Fire. Because that song, I love that song. I really like that song. Treadmill for the booty. Treadmill won't engage your glutes. Maybe like an elliptical, but if you're doing treadmill for the butt, your running form's really weird. Thought about publishing your own comic. I was writing one a few years ago, but I've sort of taken a break from it because Project Digital Spirit took up so much of my time. I would like to see more crossovers like Zero Hour. I would not. I hate comic events so much. They like disrupt all the other stories that are going on. Then suddenly your favorite comic at that time is cancelled after the event, so you get no closure on the actual story arc of that comic. I'm looking at you, A-Force. Do you prefer dark magic or light magic or chaos magic? There's no such things, there's just magic. The only distinction between chaos magic and other magic is that chaos magic is you make it up as you go along. Faust, I've been a fan of yours since your History of Persona video. I've always wanted to ask, did you enjoy Persona 5? Yes. And can you give us your top 6 Persona video? Um, I haven't really thought about doing a Persona video in a while. I really want to do a Persona review, or at least like an updated version of my History of the Persona series, but I want to wait till the Dancing All Night games are out. Am I going to get Mario Odyssey? Yes. Have I read Chilling Adventures of Sabrina? Yes. I really like Sabrina. I really liked it's so like not accurate to real life witchcraft, but I really liked the 90s Sabrina Teenage Witch TV show. I really like that. I rewatch it all every few years just because it's like so good. Guys, I just to update people that might have only recently joined, I don't watch trailers, so I don't know what the Runaways is currently looking like. Um, I've heard mixed things, but I don't watch trailers, so I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't even looked at a cast picture. All I've heard is that Molly is called Molly Hernandez, and some people are upset about that, and other people like. But at the same time, this is what I don't get. So like people are complaining about Molly, who is a fairly obscure character's race being changed, but then when Big Hero 6 happened, no one complained about the fact that a bunch of characters' races were changed. So I'm like, clearly people only care when it's a white character that's race has been changed. They don't care when it happens to the other races. So it's like, clearly your issue isn't with race changing. The new Runaways comic is so good. I read it. Like, it's so like so little is happening issue to issue, and in that sense, it's frustrating. But it was like it was so emotional. I get so emotional, make me every time. Anyone know that song? That was really flat. I'm sorry. Have I watched a TV show called Misfits? Yes. Yes, I have watched Misfits. I really liked it. Fun fact, I believe I was asked to audition for it, but I had to turn it down because I had a different audition, and I got the pitch for it from my agency and the pitch for another thing, which I got, but it never went further than the pilot. And I went for that other thing. Um, and to this day, I always wonder, like, okay, what if I went for Misfits? But I was really young at the time, so I don't think that I would have got it because all the cast ended up being like in their 20s and playing teenagers, rather than me who was a teenager at the time. Do I watch Ruby? No. I can't disclose like the stuff about auditions and stuff. Mostly because I don't remember what was in the contract and I don't want to get in trouble. I believe you can make it to LA. I want. Oh yeah. Favorite character from Persona 5? I really like Akechi because he has daddy issues, and who doesn't like someone that's got daddy issues? What am I drinking? Straight up vodka because I'm hardcore. No, it's orange flavored water. The reason I don't watch Ruby is just because I can't stand the animation style. I feel like the animation style holds it back 1000%. It should be. I would be happier with shorter episodes if and it being 2D animated. Um, am I excited for All Stars 3? Yes. I'm excited to watch it. I already know who the cast is, but I'll watch the special next week. Am I looking forward to season 2 of Miraculous Ladybug? Yes. Weird looking dude. Oh, honey. Oh, honey. A weird looking dude, honey. Oh, honey. Last night I was walking down the town and I saw a weird looking dude, honey. Honey. And it was a mirror, honey. Honey. Favorite RPG series? Final Fantasy. It's such like a normie thing to say, but I really love the Final Fantasy series. Am I a fan of Game of Thrones? Have I done a video on Game of Thrones? It's such a major part of my life. I feel like I hope I would have done a video on it. I've made over 500 videos, guys. The other day I wrote a full-on history video, and the whole time being like, I'm pretty sure I've done this before, but I wasn't convinced. Like I was 90% sure I didn't, and then I realized, no, wait, I have done the history of Sarge. But she hasn't done enough stuff recently for me to justify it being a redux. So I'm just like, do I still play DC Universe Online? No. I'm excited for Runaways comics in the show. Guys, stop asking about the Runaways. I've answered questions about it so many times now. Would you like a Japanese take on the Runaways? The Runaways is a Japanese take. The Runaways came out from Marvel's Tsunami imprint. The whole team's inspired by manga and anime. So that's that. And then the Japanese take on the Teen Titans is the Teen Titans cartoon. So that's that. Favorite childhood book. As a kid, I read a lot of A Series of Unfortunate Events. I really liked that growing up. Yeah, I read a lot growing up though. I read a lot of Lovecraft. Way too much Lovecraft. Like, and that's the thing. I never really liked Lovecraft, and his stories were never long. Um, to the point that like I've been working on a Halloween special where I'm talking about H.P. Lovecraft, and I couldn't really remember much about him or his stories, so I've had to like reread everything he's ever done. Am I looking forward to Christmas at all? Um, we'll see. We'll see closer to the time. What's your favorite DC Rebirth story so far? New Superman is the only one I think is worth people's time. I wouldn't try moving to the US and things in the next 2 years. Things are so-so for LGBT people, and that's everywhere. Things are so-so in the UK. Look, I would literally just be going from from one situation to the exact same situation. Do I have a favorite American comic book author? Um, does Grant Morrison count? He's Scottish, but he works for American Comics, so Plot twist. I'm really bad with all of the names. I usually just go, that one guy that wrote that one thing. I only really remember them if they really impress me. Do I like DC or Marvel better? I go where I like stories. I don't judge a comic by the publisher that it comes from. I judge the comic by the merits of the comic. Who would be easier to cosplay, Nightwing or Daredevil? Neither one of them is particularly easy to cosplay because they're both quite. I've yet to see a Nightwing cosplay that genuinely impresses me because people either go full on cinematic and they add all like these armor pieces onto the suit, and I'm like, well, no, because the point of the Nightwing suit is that it's quite slick. It's just a pure latex suit. It's like matte latex or matte PVC, and it's just a one piece thing. And then if maybe with gauntlets and boots, but you shouldn't have all this shit going on your chest. And then a Daredevil, I think, where it's red, most people just can't pull it off. It's a weird situation. So neither one of them's easy, is what I'm trying to say. Am I LGBT? I am very gay. Thoughts on Jon and Daenerys? I'm good. I'm cool with it. Wait, who is in All Stars 3? Okay, major spoilers coming up. So there was a talent show at the beginning before the first episode of All Stars 3, and someone that went leaked the cast list and posted it on Reddit. So major spoilers for Drag Race fans. So the cast for All Stars 3 is BB Sahara Benet, Trixie Mattel, Darian Lake, Ben de la Creme, Shangela. And that's all the ones I can remember off the top of my head. I feel there was one really one that, oh, Morgan McMichaels is there as well. Thorgy Thor, Aja, Chi Chi Devane. I feel like I'm forgetting one. Wine or vodka or beer cider. I don't really drink that much. I'm gonna be honest. And when I do drink, I like sours. Do I do Twitter? I don't really do Twitter. Oh, Milk. Yeah, Milk is on this season of All Stars. Am I sexy? And if so, do you know it? I get paid for my looks. I know I'm attractive and I know I look good, but it's just my personality that needs some work. When is All Stars 3 starting? I believe the start date is January 18th. Do I watch anime? Look at my upload list from this summer. Am I excited for The Last Jedi? No. All Stars 3 isn't starting in March. It's much earlier. It's way early. It's in January. Season 10's in March. Is that your natural hair color? Yes, gray is my natural hair color. No, my natural hair color, you can kind of see it. It's black. Do I know what a webtoon is? Yes, I've done lots of videos on Korean webtoons. What are my thoughts on the new Star Trek series? I like it. Would I ever audition for Drag Race? I've sent in audition tapes. I actually sent in an audition tape for season 10. But I think because I can't live and work in America, I just can't get on the show. Best new fall anime, Sidem. Everyone go watch Sidem. Have I ever read Scott Pilgrim? I've done a video on Scott Pilgrim book versus the movie, so yes. If you ever like want to know like if I've done a video on something, you can just go to my channel and there's like a little spyglass thing, a magnifying glass, that you can just click and you can just type in like a comic topic. Laganja or Fifi. I love Fifi, but I don't understand why it's one or the other. I never understood this or that. Like, especially like for like Laganja and Fifi, like they're not even comparable. They do totally different things, and I've seen them both live. They're both brilliant performers live. Which anime would you star in a live action movie for you if you I don't understand that question. Um, have you guys seen that video that goes roses are red, violets and blue on my wa washideru? And this guy makes a whole song out of it and it's brilliant. Did you hear about the Teen Titans Go movie? I did. I like it. Opinion on season 9 reunion and finale. I feel like people that didn't think Sasha was going to win haven't quite realized the type of person that wins Drag Race yet. Do you read comics? Do you listen? When you read comics, do you listen to music? Yeah, sometimes. It just depends on like my mood that day. Any manga recommendation? Sailor Moon. Um, yeah, definitely Sailor Moon. There's one called Half Prince that I really like. Do I have what it takes to murder someone? No, I'm a pacifist. Um, I value life way too much. What's your favorite show? Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Like, okay, listen. I'm gonna be making a video on Crazy Ex-Girlfriend in a few days. Like, the script is done. So, like, seriously, everyone go watch Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. It's on the CW. You can watch it on their website. If you're not in the US, if you're in the UK, every episode is on Netflix. Like, it updates weekly as it comes out. Season 3 has just started. It's so good. Get past those first 4 or 5 episodes. But seriously, it's so good. It's like so smart. Like it is so smart. So seriously, watch it, guys. Have I seen Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children? Read the book and I love it, even better than the film. The book is so much better, and I don't understand why the film relocated it to Florida. Like, as a person from the UK, I get really sick and tired of American things that for no reason relocate them to America. So I didn't watch the movie after I found out it was set in America, if I'm honest. What's your opinion of Sailor Moon Crystal? I like that they're, rather than trying to remake full series, they're just doing movies now. What bands do I like? I really like Anne Cafe. I really like the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. Um, I don't know. I like so much music. I really like Sykes. Um, yeah, I've got a thing for more individual performers, but there are a lot of bands that I like. Um, if anyone says that Aja is not a fish before my employee to watch a Glass and Patron performance, I agree. I think Aja is very good. I feel like Aja is one of those queens though that won't translate well to Drag Race. It's like Coco. Coco Montrese is a brilliant performer, but what she does just doesn't translate to Drag Race. Do I get a lot of hate for being gay? Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I do feel like I'd be a lot more successful on YouTube if I wasn't gay. Um, but it is what it is. And I just kind of live with it. I don't really dwell on it too much. You know, I wake up daily to at least 1 or 2 comments saying "Go die, fag," and it used to get to me, but I've moved on with life. In betweeners, original USA, neither. It shouldn't exist. What's your favorite ship in My Hero Academia? Bakugo and Deku. It's like just do a bit of the sex and then you'll like each other. Have I seen Hocus Pocus? I feel like people come out of the womb having already seen Hocus Pocus these days. What's my favorite holiday? I like Christmas when it gets really close to Christmas. Just because like my family, we don't come together that much. We all like my mom and dad do their thing. Me and my brother, we do our thing, and while there's no bad blood between any of us. We love each other and everything, but it's really rare for us to like actually have a day where we're together. Um, who's my favorite Sailor Moon character? I really like Sailor Pluto. Um, if you could make a magic-based team using characters from many media and publishers, who would you pick? I'd need more context. Like what? I always feel like you write a story, then use the team to then have the team go around that, rather than pick out characters randomly. Do I have a spooky horror game that freaks you out playing it? I don't really play horror games. I don't really enjoy them. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I got freaked out in the final dungeon of Final Fantasy 15, so take that with like for what you will. Have I played any video games recently? I played Fire Emblem Warriors. A lot of that while I was on holiday. Nintendo sent me an advance copy, but I can't talk about what's in it. Yeah, so sorry. Thoughts on tattoos? I want tattoos so badly, but I can't get any because of my modeling work. But I really want like gears going all down my spine. I want stars on both, like two big stars covering the palms of both of my hands. Um, I want like a circuit chip going from my side here up into my shoulder. A lot like animatronic from the Scissor Sisters. Um, there's so many tattoos I want. If I wasn't working as a model, I'd probably just be covered in tattoos because I love them. I find them so fascinating. Um, but I'm one of those people that say I've got a really high pain tolerance, like to the point where this is gonna freak some people out. But like when I'm cooking something, I'll just like reach into the oven and stick it on my plate. Uh, which people, when they see me do, they freak out a bit. But I'm like, it's not hot. It's not hot. I'm pretty sure I've got like asbestos hands. Um, can't you just cover the tattoos with foundation when you model? So here's the thing. That's not my job and that's not my lane to suggest. So a casting agency or a casting director will look at me and will look at someone without tattoos, say I had tattoos, and they're gonna go, who will cost us the least to hire? Because both of them have a look we can use, who will cost us the least. So like we look near identical apart from the tattoos. They're going to go with the guy without the tattoos because then they don't need to pay extra for a makeup artist that specializes in covering up tattoos. Advice in figuring out which sex you're attracted to. I don't really have advice for that. I just I just knew. I've never had a day in my life where I've thought I where was remotely attracted to women. Um, yeah. Champions or Teen Titans Rebirth? Fucking neither, but if I have to pick one, Teen Titans Rebirth. I feel like neither of them are particularly good. Princess Jellyfish, what do I think about it? I really like it. My friend Ichigo really reminds me of Princess Jellyfish, though. If I wanted to model, where would I start? Move to a city or close to a city. Like, and I'm talking like a major fashion city. So London, LA, New York. If you're in Europe, you've got Berlin, Milan, Barcelona, Madrid. You know, any like major city, you need to go there rather than like any minor cities or towns because the casting agencies are at these major cities. And then get on Model Mayhem as well. Just be careful because there's a lot of skeezy opportunities in Model Mayhem, and you want to be careful about you want. I always say you want to be brand friendly, so think about it like this. Think, if I do this job, will these family friendly brands want to work with me? And I personally like to stay very family friendly, which is kind of like why I've stopped swearing in my videos as much. I still swear quite a bit, I feel, because like, I was just brought up in a house where swearing wasn't a thing, like it didn't exist. I found out that swear words were a thing when I went to school. It's not, and by that I mean it's not that my parents were using fuck and shit left and right. It's just that words were words. And here's the thing. Here's the thing that I live by. If we all agreed on it, like fuck could mean apple. And personally, I would love to go to a fairground and get some candy fucks. But that's not the point. If we all agreed on it, fuck could mean apple, or it would be another word. So why are we giving this much power to these words? And if you're willing to give so much power to just words, what else are you willing to give power to? I think the best thing that a friend of mine has ever said is, if you're scared of swear words, you shouldn't be allowed to vote because you're clearly scared of things way too easily. Um, do I know what Cinema Sins is? Yes. Quite a popular YouTube series, actually, so. I get really frustrated as well when people think being bad at Drag Race means being a bad drag queen. The two aren't mutually exclusive. Especially like in this day and age, there are so many drag queens that started drag because of Drag Race that they're only going to be good on Drag Race. So that's a whole thing in itself. Like, just because you're good on Drag Race doesn't mean you're a particularly good drag queen. Who's my comic book crush? I don't really have one. Do I hate Onision? I don't know Onision. Like, stuff he's done is questionable, but I don't hate him. I don't really hate. What do I think of Friends, the TV show? Um, I feel like all the characters are terrible, terrible people, but if I was one of them, I'd be Phoebe. I want to become an actor, but I don't know how to start. Any thoughts or tips? This is pretty much the same as modeling. Get to a major city and start looking for opportunities. You have Google right there. Um, go to acting classes, particularly improv classes. The more classes you go to, the more likely you will find an agent and start going from there. Will I ever do a live stream in drag? So this is the thing. I look back at that drag queen versus food video and I cringe a little bit because, okay, so Project Digital Spirit is not me, and I am not Project Digital Spirit. I always say she's a female that manifests herself through me as an artist. Which is why like she's got her own story and everything, and I refer to her as she rather than myself. She's a female that manifests herself through me as an artist, and I help her express herself. And that's that. So, but I can tell you solidly that Project Digital Spirit has no interest in comic books. She just doesn't. So to that extent, probably I won't ever do a live stream in drag. I might start drag. Any tips? Learn the tricks, take the tips, gender flip, flip the stitch. Build legendary status brick by brick, and do not make it come from a YouTube clip. New York, New York, New York. If Wickham was to have a story arc about corruption and manipulation with Clarion the Witch Boy, would you read it? I'd be wondering whether two of them are crossing over. What do I think of Willem and the Triple Eight Girls songs? Willem's a bit controversial. He's temporarily cancelled from me at the moment. But Triple Eight Girls songs, I really like Heather. I really like Heather, and I really like the original. The original. Please don't sing Alexis Michelle, bitch. Stretch, kick, curtain up, don't pop the leg. It's showtime, folks. I love that verse. It's so bad. What's my favorite comic series? It changes a lot. At the moment, it's Seven Soldiers Clarion. I go back to it. Do I like Donald Trump? No. Me and my friend made a parody of Clat, which for all of you that don't know is the song made by these four drag race queens that all live in New York, and they made a song called Clat, which stands for Club Legend Art Theatre. And we were like, what would it be if it was about London? And we decided it was what was it? Cabs Underground. Yeah, Cabs Underground Metro. Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to remember. Cabs Underground Metro Scooter. Yeah, Cabs Underground Metro Scooter. And it will be Comes. Because that's about as good as it will get in London. I always find it funny how people are surprised that me, a gay person, doesn't like Donald Trump, but I the only trans or gay person I've seen that likes Donald Trump is Blair White, and I just find her fascinating. And I think she's very articulate, and she very much expresses her arguments in a clear, concise way. I don't always agree with her morally, but she justifies her reasoning, which is a lot more. Which I'll admit is a lot more than people on the left do. I don't personally. So we're gonna get into politics for a second. I do not identify as left-leaning or right-leaning. I identify as me, and I feel like you should not be loyal to a side. You should vote based on what benefits you and the situation you're in. So I'm a gay person. I'm, part Jewish, part I'm a witch, so I kind of have to care about the environment. So I'm gonna vote in a way that benefits me, which at the moment just happens to be more left leaning. I will say in the most recent UK election, I did not vote Labour. I did not vote in Conservative, but I sure as hell did not vote Labour. I voted Liberal Democrats, because that just made sense to me. I'm Roxy Andrews, and I'm here to make it clear. I know you love me, baby. That's why you brought me here. I was a bitch on season 5. I'm gonna make it right. Give me a sewing challenge, and I'll make you what you like. I'm full of tricks, baby. Just I can do this whole verse. What don't I like about Willem? His transphobic comments, first of all. Do I watch Voltron? Yes, I really want to cosplay Shiro, but I'm not even on season 2 yet, so I can't comment on season 4. I know Shiro goes missing. Sorry if you've never seen Voltron about those spoilers, but any comics and manga to help get out of depression? I feel like all comics and manga can help with depression. I saw this great joke the other day, which was, what does RuPaul say in a hurricane? What category are we on right now? What category are we on right now? What category are we on right now? There are so many Drag Race references. Non-Drag Race watchers are probably watching this going, what the fuck is going on? I'm sorry to all of you people that are watching this later, but the chat's very Drag Race orientated tonight, which I live for. Japanese style or Korean style? Depends on the situation, honestly. Um, but yeah. Yeah, I feel like we're winding down now. Nice singing voice. I wasn't trying to sing. Don't worry. Was not my singing. Um, any good sources about witchcraft? I don't know. For me, like my family's a long line of witches, so I was like taught by my family. There, I know there are like you can buy books and stuff, but do I like Thorgy Thor? I do. I really like Thorgy. What's better? What's the better worth of value? What's better worth of value, PS Vita or PlayStation? Definitely the PS4 is the best of values console at the moment. I really like the PS Vita because I really like Persona 4 Golden, and that's the only reason you could use it. Do I like Jinx Monsoon? I love Jinx Monsoon. I've seen the Vaudevillians live. And okay, so my friend Kiri Callaghan, who's another YouTuber, I didn't know this when I met Kiri, but we were talking about Drag Race, and Kiri goes to me, so season 5 of Drag Race, and I went, yeah, and she goes, Jarek Hoffer, Jinx Monsoon, and I went, yeah, and she goes, I went to school with Jarek, and I was like, no, no. Do I watch Katja and Trixie? Yes, I do. Who's my favorite RuPaul's Drag Race queen? That's a weird one. Because I love so many of them. But I'd have to say it's probably Bianca. I really enjoy Bianca. I feel like everyone likes like who doesn't like Bianca? Like what's a drag queen? Oh honey, you just watch RuPaul's Drag Race. Oh honey. Do I like Valentina? Valentina is the first queen I've ever seen on Drag Race that I can honestly say I think is very overrated. I think she's very talented, but I feel like she's very overrated. Drag queens are not guys who don't want to be guys. That's like so off from the truth. So that's why I think it's important for everyone to watch Drag Race because people like they think they know what drag is and then like they're so misinformed it's ridiculous. Um like so drag in itself is an art form. Drag is not about being a woman. It's not about female illusion. There's a whole subsection of drag called Club Kids, which is more about interpretation of art. Um, and it's art. It's about creating a piece. It's about creating an illusion. So a very popular form of drag is female illusionism. But then another a section of drag is about object illusionism. I will never forget seeing this Club Kid video. Like it's a video from the 90s, and this person had a working furnace on their body. Like that's fucking art. And so like to like I don't like it when people put drag in this one box. How do I get people to watch anime? All my friends think anime is gay. How do I convince them otherwise? Um, You can't, and that just be at peace with that. I've already spoken about Catcher and Trixie. Am I a Lady Gaga and a Madonna fan? I do like Lady Gaga. I like a lot of Madonna. I really like Vogue. I really love Bob the Drag Queen's performance to Vogue by Madonna. I think that is the most brilliant interpretation of it ever. When did I first realize you like comic books and TV shows? So this is the thing for me in comic books. I don't remember um having not having comic books. Like I started reading them at 2. Like I was an autistic kid. I was taught the alphabet one day. I taught myself to read the next. Like it was that kind of level, and then I've always just been reading comics. So there was never a point where I was like, I like comics. It's just a simple fact. Like when I started going to primary school, and I found out not everyone had read comics. That was confusing to me. Was Batman versus Superman a good movie? No. Why? Watch it. What do I think is the worst genre of music? There isn't a worst genre of music. I don't think that's not really how genres work. I feel like every genre is valid, and I don't even think there are bad songs. There are just songs that I don't enjoy. Wonder Woman movie opinions? Okay, so I didn't do a review on the Wonder Woman movie, but let's be real about it. Let's be like upfront and real about the Wonder Woman movie here because I feel like no one else was. Um, I enjoyed the movie. I really did. I thought it was a good movie. But I also enjoyed it the other 50,000 times I've seen it. It follows quite a standard structure. So of course it was going to be a good movie because they used a structure that they know is going to work. It wasn't a revolutionary movie like people were making it out to be because it didn't do anything new. The only thing new about it was that she had boobs and a vagina, which, you know, if it was that difficult for them to add a structure they know that works and then put a female in it, that's not revolutionary. That's not no no next. Like it's a good movie, but I won't be buying it because I've already bought Captain America: Winter Soldier. Anything similar to Angel's Egg. Um, there's nothing quite like Angel's Egg, but definitely check out The Holy Mountain by Alejandro Jodorowsky. That's worth your time. Best anime adapted into live action. I've yet to see one that impresses me. Thing is, I'm harsh on movies not because I've got particularly high standards. I don't think I do. I just kind of like think if you're going to spend millions and millions and millions of dollars, justify it. You know, if you're going to spend so much money that you could solve poverty in a third world country, justify it. If I have the money, would I make a Dune series of movies? No, I would give that money to Comic Book Girl 19. If I had to use it on Dune, I would give it to her because I was part of Dune Club. I didn't buy the Dune box, but I bought the copy of the book that she was reading, and I turned up every week. And I actually really want to ask her. I don't. She doesn't watch my videos. I should email her. We're not friends. I don't even think she knows I exist. But I really want to like make response videos to Watchmen Club. Um, so yeah. But yeah, I would definitely if I had to spend money on making a Dune movie, I would just give that money right over to a Comic Book Girl 19 because she knows the tea on Dune. And while I like Dune, it's more like a passive thing for me. It's not an amazing. Dune is this amazing book series. Do I enjoy Carol Danvers as a character? Sometimes she can be a bitch, but I feel like I like her for that reason. Robot or Space Brain? I think Space Brain is so cute. I didn't like Space Brain at first, but like the more that she's like fleshed out his character, Space Brain is so cute. I want a Space Brain plush. Comic book girl, if you watch my videos, please please make a Space Brain plush. I will buy several. Good night. Night, people that are leaving. Do I like Wonder Woman? I just spoke about that. Will I go to see Thor Ragnarok? I will. What do I think of satanic themes in comics? They're just as valid as other themes that are in comics. Magic in comics, I just as valid as other themes. I like it when they ask like actual magic practitioners in real life like, for advice, but it's whatever. Am I looking forward to Thor Ragnarok? I am. It's gonna be a Thor movie, so I don't think I'll pick up much from it. But you never know. I could be surprised. I could be pleasantly surprised. You think that this is part of my highlighter, but no, the highlight ends about here. This is just oil. I put on my moisturizer way too soon. I didn't let it set before I put on my foundation, so there's like a bunch of oil leaking through, and I can feel it, and it doesn't feel nice. Would I like to see a Western adaptation of Persona 5? Um, no, I feel like the Tokyo in Persona 5 was just as much as a character as the main cast. So I don't feel like a Western adaptation could work. Um, you like Wiccan. How do I feel about Ileana? I really like Ileana. I actually wrote a history of magic, but before I had my little breakdown and stopped doing history videos for a while, I filmed it and everything. I really want to rewrite it, like sort of be fresh. Do you prefer Eddie or Richie from It? So the thing about the main cast of the characters from It is I don't really see them as individual characters. I sort of see them as a unit. And then like when they start to die off, they're actually losing pieces of themselves. And I feel like it's a lot more powerful if you read it like that. So I don't really prefer any of them to each other. Do I think the Thor movies would have been better if they had delved more into the magic? Yeah, I feel like if they had just said it was magic rather than trying to pass it off as a form of science, but understand they couldn't get too weird. Why is Marvel trash right now? Marvel isn't trash right now. They've got a few bad books, but DC have a few bad books. People are just being especially harsh on Marvel because that's the trendy thing to do right now. Thoughts about Bruce and Selena? Um, give it 5 years and we won't even be thinking about it. And that's that. Have you read the Lucifer comics or seen the TV show? I have read all the comics and I have seen the TV show. I feel like the TV show is not very good, but I watched it because I wanted to see like maybe if I watched it, it would get good. But no, it didn't get good. Um, I've read the comics. I really enjoy the comics. What do I think about the current Spider-Man comics? Spider-Man's not a big thing for me, but I enjoy them. He's never been like big on my radar. I don't know why. Favorite character gameplay-wise in Persona 5? I really like the main character protagonist. I called mine Purse, as I always do. Bye, Mike Gaming TV. Good luck on your history test. How would you design a magic system for a movie? Um, we don't have time to get into that. I went to performing arts school. There's a lot that goes into designing like systems in a decent way for movies. Have I ever played D&D? I just started with my friend and I really like it. I have never played D&D, but I do have a D&D character. Her name is Susan from HR. HR stands for Healing and Restoration. She is a cleric and she will heal you provided you do the proper paperwork. And if you haven't done the proper paperwork, well, I'm sorry, I'm afraid you're just going to have to talk to the man upstairs. Why am I rude to people? Because I have a chip on my shoulder and a terrible attitude. Favorite party member persona design. Persona 5, it would definitely go to... I really liked Ryuji. If you could pair Wiccan with anyone... No, you don't break Wiccan and Hulkling up. You just don't. It's like how do I put it? It's like Wiccan and Hulkling, they're like Superman and Lois Lane. Like you could break them up for a few years, but they'll come back together like sooner or later. Whose awakening scene did I like the best? I really liked I forget her name. But the Beauty Thief girl. I really liked her. Okay, guys. Feel like we're dying down a bit here, so while we're on a high point, I'm gonna end this live stream here. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for being sexy. Don't forget to thumbs up, do the subscribing thing if you haven't already subscribed before. Check out all my social media, particularly Instagram and Facebook, because those are the ones I actually use. And I will see you guys next live stream. I don't know if I'll do these weekly. I just sort of did one today because I meant to film today, but then I didn't really have it in me, and then it was a whole thing. So I will see you guys next time. Bye, bye, bye.